I love building houses in games. There's something satisfying about creating the perfect home from scratch, even if I know I'll probably never live in anything like it in real life. Last week, I started a new save and got really into designing a modern home, something sleek, minimalist, yet cozy. I placed it in the middle of a desert oasis, surrounded by sand dunes and palm trees. The house itself was white, with massive floor-to-ceiling glass windows, wood paneling, and a flat roof. A large glass door served as the grand entrance, and the interior was bathed in warm lighting that made it feel both futuristic and inviting. I spent hours perfecting every detail. The open floor plan, the floating staircase leading to a rooftop lounge, the infinity pool stretching toward the desert horizon, it all felt so right, like I'd seen this place before. But I shrugged it off. Maybe I'd come across something similar on Pinterest. When I finished, I saved my game and went to sleep, feeling strangely attached to my digital dream home. The next day, I had errands to run. I wasn't really paying attention to my GPS, I just followed the directions as usual. But as I drove, I noticed the landscape shifting. The roads grew emptier. The buildings, fewer. Before long, I was deep in the desert, where I'd never been before. And then, through the heat haze, I saw it. My house, not just similar, exactly the same. The sleek white walls. The massive glass windows reflecting the setting sun. The wood-paneled exterior that I had meticulously placed in-game. The desert oasis surrounding it was identical, right down to the placement of the palm trees swaying in the dry wind. I slammed on the brakes, my heart racing. This was impossible. I parked on the side of the road, staring in disbelief. The infinity pool shimmered in the last rays of daylight. The floating staircase leading to the rooftop lounge stood just as I had built it. And then, something that sent chills through my body. The front glass door was open. I stepped out of my car, feeling the dry desert heat press against my skin. My footsteps crunched against the sand as I made my way to the entrance. The house looked abandoned. No furniture. No signs of life. Just an empty, pristine shell standing silently in the middle of nowhere. I hesitated at the doorway. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something etched into the wood paneling beside the entrance. My name. My full name. I sucked in a sharp breath. The carving was old, worn down, as if it had been there for years. That didn't make sense. The wind picked up, and for a second, I thought I heard something inside, the soft creak of a floorboard. Someone was in there, or something. I bolted. I ran back to my car, heart pounding, fumbling with my keys as I threw myself inside and locked the doors. I didn't wait to see if anyone, or anything, stepped out of that house. I hit the gas and sped away, glancing at the rearview mirror only once. It was still there. The house. Waiting. When I got home, I rushed to my computer and opened my game. My hands shook as I clicked on my save file. I needed to see the house again, to prove to myself that this was some kind of insane coincidence. But the save file was gone, not corrupted, not misplaced. Gone, like the house had never existed. I tried rebuilding it from memory, but every time I placed a window or a door, an eerie sense of déjà vu crept up my spine. I couldn't do it. Something in my gut told me to leave it alone. Someone was in there, or something. I haven't been able to find that desert road again. My GPS refuses to reroute me there, no matter how much I try. It's like the house disappeared, but the story doesn't end there. A few nights later, I was driving home when I saw something that made my stomach drop. A house, my house, not in the desert this time. Not where I first saw it, but somewhere new. It was nestled at the end of a quiet suburban street, between two normal-looking houses, as if it had been there forever. But I knew better. The sleek white walls, the massive glass windows, the large glass door, slightly ajar. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. I floored the gas and didn't look back, but it's been happening again and again. I see it when I least expect it. One time, it was perched on a cliffside overlooking the ocean. Another time, it was in the middle of a forest clearing, surrounded by trees that had no business being there. Each time, I tell myself I won't stop, that I won't go near it, but the last time I saw it, it wasn't outside anymore. I woke up in the middle of the night, my throat dry, an uneasy feeling twisting in my gut. I turned over in bed and glanced out my apartment window, and there, standing on the empty lot across the street, was my house, closer than ever before. I don't know what will happen if it reaches me. I don't want to find out, but I have a horrible feeling. It's only a matter of time. Update: I moved. I packed everything I owned, deleted every game file on my computer, and drove 3 states away. I got a new apartment, a new job, a new life. For a while, things were normal. Then, last night, my phone buzzed with a notification from my doorbell camera. Motion detected, front porch. My stomach twisted as I opened the app. The camera feed loaded. The porch light flickered, and there, standing just beyond the ring of light, was a house. Sleek white walls, large glass windows, wood paneling, a flat roof. It found me. I couldn't sleep. I sat up in bed, staring at the camera feed until my eyes burned. Every so often, the image would glitch and blur like a bad TV signal. But the house was always there when it cleared. I spent the entire night pacing my apartment, half expecting to hear a knock on the door or a floorboard creak. When the sun came up, I peeked out the window. The lot across the street was empty, but I know it won't stay that way for long. It's too late to run again. Wherever I go, it'll follow. So I've decided to face it. I have a plan. Or maybe it's more of a last resort. I'm going to wait until it gets closer. Close enough that I can walk right up to that open glass door. Close enough that there's no doubt it wants me inside. And then, I don't know what will happen. Maybe this will all go away if I just give in and let it take me. Maybe I'll disappear too, like the save file. Or maybe it'll be like coming home. The worst part is, I'm not even scared anymore. Final update: I'm inside. It's exactly how I imagined. Every detail is perfect. The warm lighting spills across the floors, illuminating the open spaces and casting long, soft shadows. The infinity pool glimmers through massive glass windows, and the floating staircase looks like it's lifted straight from my computer screen. I don't know how long I've been here. Time feels strange, like it stretches and collapses all at once. It's quiet. All I hear is the gentle hum of something electric, like a pulse running through the air. There are signs now that I wasn't the first one to find this place. A chair in the corner that doesn't match anything else. A faded photograph wedged under a baseboard, showing a house just like this but with peeling paint and boarded up windows. The names of other people etched beside mine on the wood outside, some barely legible, worn by years or more. I should be terrified. But instead, I feel right. It's a strange thing to be caught between fear and belonging. I keep waiting for the novelty to wear off, for panic to set in. But the more time passes, the less I want to leave. Other people would call this crazy. Maybe even dangerous, but I think I understand now. The house isn't chasing me, it's calling me home. Final update. I found something new today. I was exploring the rooftop when I noticed a trapdoor I hadn't put in the original design. It led to a hidden room, buried deep below everything else, with concrete walls and a low ceiling. Inside was an old computer, humming softly, the screen flickering with a familiar sight, a digital building game, with a single save file loaded. The screen showed my house. A perfect copy of where I am now, just like I once built it on mine. I don't know who left it here, or how long it's been running. But when I looked closer, I saw something chilling. A tiny figure standing outside the house. It was me. I think, no, I'm sure, the longer I stay here, the further that figure moves inside. Everything makes sense now. The open doors. The feeling of being watched. This place is alive, like a living memory or a ghost of itself. And I'm becoming part of it more each day. I don't know where this will end or what happens when my digital self matches where I am now. But I turned off the camera feed upstairs, and I haven't checked it since. I can guess what's on it. This is the last you'll hear from me. Or maybe not, if someone finds this and wonders who I was before I became another name on that wall. Before this place became mine, before I became its.